yeah, I'm gonna start working on it tonight. Maybe I'll work on that a little bit. Dinner done with and work on some other stuff.
Hi, Chris Hadfield here aboard the International Space Station. We keep busy on board the space station. Long days, lots of work, physical exercise. At the end of it, you're tired. But how do you sleep in space? In order to make it comfortable for the astronauts, originally they were going to put us all in one habitation module with sleep stations all around it. But the way a station was eventually built, we have sleep stations inside Node 2, which is the forward part of the station, and inside the service module, which is in the aft. A total of 6 small bedroom sleep stations with sleep pods. And inside each one is just a sleeping bag tied to the wall. You might think it's uncomfortable not having a mattress and a pillow, but without gravity, of course, you don't need anything to hold you up. You can just completely relax. And you don't even need a pillow. In space, you don't even have to hold your head up. So you can relax every muscle in your body, and your arms float up in front of you. Your head tips forward. But before you go to sleep, I gotta put on my pajamas, because I have space jammies. I'll be right back. Great. I'm in my super comfy Russian full-length pajamas. Nice for when you have to get up in the middle of the night. And ready to go to bed. I'll show you where to sleep.
Okay. You want this for dinner? Do I want to drink squirt for dinner? Do I want to drink grapefruit soda? Let me think about that. Nah. Done.
Wayfair helps all of us create a home we love.
Wayfair bought at our place.
But we all got our own thing.
Drama.
Llama.
Gardening.
In the Wayverhood, there's a place for all of us.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Today, after 2 years of avoiding this big hole in the ground and trying not to fall in by mistake, only failing once, it's finally time to fill in the pit. If you're new to my shop and or my channel, you probably won't be familiar with my pit. So here it is. It's a pit in the corner of my shop where trapped spiders and useful space go to die. The pit's only 3 feet deep, and through a combination of minimal research and guessing, I've determined this pit was used for running a line of rack. To a steel rack, the car would drive out onto. There's even steel posts embedded in the concrete here and here.
car would drive out, and you had the mechanic in the pit at roughly wheel working height, because the car would drive out at about waist height. And then you'd do the front end alignment fiddling from here. Now, you're never going to see a big open front end alignment pit like this anymore in the modern age, because having a big open pit like this is a bit of a liability. Anyone could just fall into the pit and sue you, which is a problem. If you're wondering how I'm the first owner of this shop to fill in this pit and regain all this useful space, it's most likely because before I bought this property was owned by a rental agency that rented out the house to tenants. And I suspect the tenants were either locked out of the shop or only came in here once or twice to go, oh, I wonder what's in there. This shop was basically abandoned when I moved in here. There was no electricity, there were no lights, there were no outlets, there was basically nothing. It was hardly a usable shop. It was a place where spiders went and thrived, which people stayed out of. And I suspect before the rental agency bought this property was owned by the original owners of the shop, who used this pit for its intended purpose, be it for an alignment rack or otherwise. So that's why I'm the first person that has the joy and the pleasure of spending $7,000 to fill in this pit. Small floor rock. They filled it full of gravel. It's about 30 inches deep of gravel. It's all been packed down. They've laid the wire mesh out on top of it. They've drilled rebar dowels into the existing concrete to tie it into the existing concrete. And it's ready for the concrete pour tomorrow morning. They're going to pour a roughly 6-inch thick slab of 5,000 PSA concrete. In fact, I imagine the next shot you'll see is look, the pit's filled in now. I've been waiting these useless paths in the corner of my shop for what, 2 years now? And now finally, it's usable space. My whole shop is usable. This is huge.
Time for me to work on something, guys.
I got so much more space to play with now. Fact, you know what this calls for? There isn't a tennis shop anymore. Hey, there isn't a hole in the floor anymore. There's no hole in my face. Yeah, well, that was kind of dumb. Bottom line is, I'm very excited. Basically, yeah. Now on to the next thing, which is there's no lights on this side of the shop at all. I need to put some lights, just like I did with the other side of the shop. All those 24 LED strips. Cookie, I threw together some handrails from a scaffolding. But even though these handrails at the table, I have something to grab onto, which makes me feel good. Lights off. Head torch on. Well, this is fairly adequate. I think it's weird that I'm using a drill for this tiny work. It's because I'm too lazy to go get the screwdriver off the top of the scaffolding.
You buy and book at discounttire.com, which means more time for winning.
The world's largest tire is in what U.S. city? I got nothing. Albuquerque, Michigan. That's correct.
Wait less time when you buy and book online with Discount Tire. Let's get you taken care of.
Discover stunning selection of faux flowers in Hobby Lobby's floral department. Whether your specialty is bouquets, fairy gardens, centerpieces, terrariums, or wreaths, you'll find everything you need to create something beautiful.
Okay, let's leave the two light circuits off, turn the main breaker on. Okay. Turn the old light circuit on for the existing lights. Flip the light switch.
Oh shit.
Now I have all the cables for the north side of the lighting shop, all 24 of them wired up to the ceiling. Everything's wired into the circuit breaker panel and wired into the switch. Now let's turn it on and hope nothing goes zippy zappy like is normal for me. Here's to no sparks. Woo! Time to plug up on the light. Yay! Woo. Halfway point. By the way, if you're curious what light fence are running up here on the ceiling, there will be Amazon links to these lights and other shop things I bought in the description below the video. And there are affiliate links if you want a nice, easy way to support the channel and myself and my family.
I think I made those as they're filling.
And last one. Woo! Man, this shop is no. The shop is well lit now on both sides. Now, the next thing to do is to put up outlets on this side of the shop because aside from the lights that I just installed, there's no electricity on this side of the shop at all. But before I can put up the outlets, I need to deal with these walls. With other areas in my shop, I never even bothered cleaning the walls because I either covered the walls up with something or they're covered in cool paint splatters from the days that this was an auto body shop. But this wall is going to be on full display and it looks gross. I did experiment with cleaning this wall. You can see my two test patches here. This test patch here is the result of using a sponge mop on the wall. As you can see, it can be very little difference. It's not much less gross than the surrounding wall. And this test patch here, which looks much cleaner, is a result of using a scour pad on the end of a drill, using this hook and loop sanding attachment for the drill. It took a lot of work to get it to this point. It still was kind of gross, and at points I just burned through the paint on the wall. So I'm not going to be cleaning the wall because doing this to the entire wall would be a ton of work. So what I'm going to try instead is painting the walls using this spray gun I got from Harbor Freight. Okay, let's go. Look how white it is. This paint job took me 3 whole days. I'm not kidding, 3 days. But I think it made it worth it because look how white it is. No longer do I have disgusting dirty walls in here. Well, except in that half of the shop and every other shop, wasn't even every other wall. So this area is white. I want to use this corner as a studio space and occasional presentation space for when I want to park cars inside and do a talking head thing. And I don't have to worry about the outside weather conditions or the cloud cover or my neighbors are having target practice. And now I can do that because my backdrop is white instead of being gross old walls. I mean, just look at the difference here. This is what it used to look like. So much worse. Even if I cleaned it, it would still be kind of a gross shade of white. And this side of the shop will remain unpainted because there's way too much crap holes in the wall for me to paint around. All one lane. Okay, the pit's filled in. This half of the shop is lit up now, and this half of the shop is painted a bright shade of white. What's next on my list? Well, you know if you're watching the video, because I just told you like a minute ago. I'm going to put up outlets from this side of the shop. I'm also going to put up an outlet above each garage door in case I want to add a garage door opener in the future. And by any case, I mean, I already bought one in the sub box on the floor over there, and I'm going to install it after I put up the outlet. I want to roll now. This is the wiring plan. Pay attention carefully, or you might miss nothing. This is very simple. This box represents the north side of the shop that I'm going to be wiring. Here. The circuit panel is over here. I'm going to be running one cable, the circuit panel, up the roof girder to right about here. This cable will be a 12-3 cable with 2 live wires and a shared neutral. And this is going to be the branch off point. One branch will go to here and here. These will be outlets for the garage door openers, roughly where they will be. And that will be the first live wire. The second live wire will branch off from here and go to this wall, and I'll pepper in outlets on this wall. But the second live wire is also going to be branching off this way, going through these garage door opener outlets where it will continue to this wall, and I'm going to pepper in outlets on this wall. So from this one cable with 2 live wires, I'm going to have 2 separate circuits. One circuit for all of these outlets and another circuit for these 2 garage door openers.